huge test. They want to see where the
sphere for a preseason game
was smart and feisty.
That they had last year and played
by good players. Natasha blocks last year. Clark for three.
Because of what she's done. Well executed out of bounds play.
6. She has to show Howard on her. The rookie of the year with a left hand.
Show each other what they're.
Brown. They kind of have been challenging it, not so fast. Comes Wheeler. Caitlin Clark, what she did last year at Iowa.
That you bring that's different defender, and this is a great test for her.
That season. Pace, Christy Sides telling us Clark. Caitlin Clark is not Addie Segrist. Last year's first Caitlin Brown as of right now. Yeah. Brown from the outside. She came off the bench, had it. She said, I'm not nervous. She goes, my family block at 1. Impressive on Sunday. Day 1 of 13-27 last year.
Very young team. Yep. First of so many to
She's hurt in the first round. And we're Brown again. Wallace. Boston baseline sets the pick. Only won a game. Caitlin unselfish last year.
So many great bigs.
4 of 8. Boston reverse. Count it.
Are just gonna fall.
They wanted the offensive 2-4. Turkey. Sheldon's first pass.
Energy defensively.
5-run. Here's Berger. Taken away by Emma Cannon. Let's go back. The rookie out of UCenny. Opening week for the 2020 for the game on May 18th. All you got is losing the 26-year-old.
Overseas, they start playing.
Smith inside. About 3 or 4 years ago, the WNBA, this is just another one of those steps to play.
Understand that and embrace that.
Alyssa Smith. The layup. Counted. Family members. Players from point A to point B.
Push and transition. That's going to
against the Fever.
Brown, and for Indiana, you have being able to call the game.
You said she is the most improved player. She's an incredible person off the court.
Right there.
It's called second different shot in the game clock. Just 26 years of it. Wheeler to the hole.
Only proud so far. We got to get better defensively.
War at practice Sunday was back on a hardship. They could.
And what Kalani Brown can opportunity, and she is
had to come in and embrace the opportunity. Coaches trying to manage the minutes. Pardee, Christy Wallace. Boston's one of those players in the best season. Tasha.
Kate much more dominant.
You know, you talked draft and said she's got such strong
vet that Indiana needs for this young Indiana team.
Well, now gets away with a little push. Clark
and it helps if you're able.
Second team WN. Arike left open.
Playing without Sabali, them a better team this year.
I agree 100%.
It makes a big difference.
Suarez likes the 3. Her only year at Iowa State. Team the W last year to average double.
She wanted that one.
Howard floats. Natasha.
And attack the basket.
Oh, what a
at Boston at the right place.
I know Clark's going to get me the ball.
Standpoint, just show what Veronica has stepped up to it.
Lexi back in 2018. Nice pass. On the Dallas is missed. Caitlin Clark hitting her first.
See Hall being the defender she is.
Wallace. Sheldon high.
We see Sheldon spiking up for the hype around. So no better person for the
picking them up, but also getting on them. Lexi. Jalen Brown off balance
this year for the Wings.
Now, one of the things she said she also tried to work on getting more home opener versus Chicago on May 5th. Just embarrasses the daylight. They're second up, by the way.
I liked her then, and when you look at Indiana, they're really good for this young Indiana.
And to think just a few years ago.
And you talk about Jalen, it's about being confident in who you are. Wide open.
Segrist from 4 defense. Here's Clark, baseline. Alyssa Smith.
Angel.
Zarike with 3. The debut of Jason.
3-point field goal percentage, and she said
13 to the loose. Zarike.
One thing that I have known teams getting up and down a lot was not as quick as it is right now.
Oh, beautiful pass. Wheeler playing a lot of minutes, even though we didn't think so.
Sheldon and Jalen Brown.
Absolutely. Step back, Arike puts Dallas last year. She had 21 assists by 4. Smith, really a ton of energy.
That's down low, in the paint, on the...
She was close to it last year. 15 double-doubles last year. That was
I think
season she has had some injuries. Said it just gets her. Enrique over clock, high up. Catch, shoot from DF Canny.
When you're guarding a player like that.
Beautiful pass inside. Howard spin.
Oh, that's nice.
What a pass in college. Tosh.
I told her that move. I said I told her to play like
Beretta, so I'm not even going to talk about it.
Scored in that span. Personal foul. Clark always. Caitlin Clark can handle.
They had about Caitlin Clark are in tonight.
Feet. Had to wear correct, incredible young person. Enrique, nice pass inside. That's our condolences on a call that his mother-in-law had passed away.
Definitely in our thoughts and prayers. Talked about that in the beginning, like what has gotten the eye of Coach Trammell in this?
6. Brown from down for Temi. Over Kalani Brown.
Sev, nice pass. Okay, Ron, you might not appreciate this, but your daughters wear this style.
I think I could pull that off. 5 to play in the third. Berger against Smith. Back Benley on the drive. Turnaround Smith. Where you just kind of get him after the shot. Right. 13. Maddie Segrist. Brown pull up 15. Quarter for Jalen Brown. But you got to go back to her senior year in high school. Drafted. Goes overseas.
Story of is right where she is supposed to.
Christy Sides wants the defense. My defense is terrible. 12 turnovers for the Wings. The turnaround. Cannon on the track. We're actually at Harvard. Then when she played 30.
That she's playing with also. Excited for this young lady.
Been the surprise this year. Indiana by 2. Berger tries here in the third quarter. With 1. Maddie. Here McCowan back. On the drive. 58 steals. Lobs it inside. Here. Got this game up. Brown with 3.
Dallas. But JB needs to.
Tasha. Howard. Tiara, an incredible season last year. In the game that Dallas beat Los, realized we could play with the big team. Howard goes one way, goes the ears. Berger.
Well, Caitlin didn't play much for a minute.
Nice. She's made 4 of them, by the way. Has the post covered up. Wanted it, got it, pump fake, but she was one of 5 drafted in the season. Deep in the. You got to give me M&M's. Fran, your thoughts so far on this?
October, great competition at this point.
They jumped out on so good, you two. Brown tries. Yeah, I mean, when do they start understanding?
Championship game. Even left, this is what she wants to do. I think the only
In the NCAA tournament, but every.
Her 4th personal foul, by the way. And then Aaliyah Boston.
about earlier. So.
With 2, she's got to go deeper in her bag. She's 6'4".
Oh, slick pass.
Good basketball. They may have 3.5 minutes to go in this game.
Boston, a piece of it. The lead is 3. The scoop. Natasha Howard launched.
Natasha Howard said, hold on a minute.
Wheeler, now they have to done an outstanding job. 2.5 left in the ball game. Feed Boston to Smith. Night and day from 20. Stayed around. They worked out. For Smith. Enrique. Yeah. Boston. Kalani Brown to the WNBA. Shoot. Brown's going to be fouled. By
hand decides to put it on.
Such as high-fiving players. It's at DallasWings.com. For Clark tonight.
It's a preseason game, but for
Enrique, the floater, base. Here is Clark. The hoopla for 3. On the drive.
Indiana.
Yeah. Well, Natasha's. As she said. Uzan had it. Shot clock. Now with 10, Enrique moves for the lead. Got it!
Game for defensive purposes on.
shot at the buzzer. No. Wnbalivetoday with the game. Caitlin Clark had. She didn't get the last shot. 11 in the first quarter. Dallas led by 4. Smith is intense and dynamic. Really a ton of energy.
That's when she needs to just get down low in the paint on the.
She should be a double-double person. She was close to it last year. Well, she had 15 double-doubles last year. That was.
I think. Sorry, I think
Alyssa Smith at the line. Years though, she hasn't been able to play a whole season. She has had some injuries. Is to see the bigs. Just to be guarded hard by people, she told us. Said it just gets her. Shot clock at 5. Enrique over clock. High arc. Catch, shoot from DF. That range is uncanny.
You know, and as a player, when you're guarding a player like that.
Quick, and it's the same every time. Beautiful pass inside. Oozes, nice dish. Howard spin.
Oh, that's nice.
What a pass. Basically was known for her defense in college. Enrique, a little pump fake. Tosh.
The old school, me. I'm old school, so I taught her that move. I said I taught her to play like.
Well, my fadeaway isn't better than Coach Peretta, so I'm not even going to talk about.
Trips down the floor. 5 different players scored in that span. Foul was on Berger. That's her 3rd personal foul. Clark, a lot of players in the league had. How is Caitlin Clark going to handle?
Listen, I don't know what questions they had about Caitlin Clark or any going to talk about me tonight.
She was born with 2 club feet, had to wear correctly. Just an incredible young person. Enrique, nice pass inside. For first, we got a quick second. We want to pass our condolences on. About an hour before the game, got a call that his mother-in-law had passed away.
That's tough. Bob, you are definitely in our thoughts and prayers.
Both of them.
Absolutely, and we talked about that in the beginning, like what is, and I know these players, they definitely have gotten the eye of Coach Trammell in this.
The 3rd. Shot clock at 6. Brown from down. Great international career for Temi. Clock at 3. Over Kalani Brown.
Job running the floor, and Sev, nice pass
for this year.
Okay, Ron, you might not appreciate this, but
I got 2 daughters.
would your daughters wear this style?
I think I could pull that off. 2:35 to play in the 3rd. Berger, Howard, Enrique mismatch against Smith. Up front. Back Benley on the drive. 13 left. Turnaround Smith. You know, there's the high 5 where you just kind of get them after the shot.
5. It was a all ball.
Kalani's going to get a little bit of a break. Third great job from the free throw line. Maddie Segrist, 2 if they hurry. Brown, pull up, 15.
AB, let's go. I opportunity.
7 in the quarter for Jaylen Brown. You know, we talked about the club fee, but you got to go back to her senior year in high school. And then she doesn't get drafted, goes overseas.
But a true story of your circumstance, and she is right where she is supposed to be.
Entertaining exhibition game. Christy Sides wants to join us last season. Don't talk about my offense. My defense is terrible.
Corner and just turn the ball over.
12 turnovers for the Wings. The turnaround. Oozing. Cannon on the track.
I like that.
Started her career actually at Harvard. Then what she played was way back in 2018 when she played 30.
I like the confidence that she's playing with also. Just so excited for this young lady.
Been the surprise this year. Play in the quarter. Indiana by 2. Berger tries. Caitlin Clark has played 5 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. Burton to Segrist with 1. Maddie takes it away. Here McCowan back and the steal. Here comes Enrique on the drive. You look at Enrique last year, 68 steals. Season. Brown lobs it inside here. Trying to knock this game up. Brown with 3.
That should be an advantage for Dallas, but JB needs to.
Advantage. Natasha Howard. Yep. Caldwell the hesitation. Cortier McCown. Howard had an incredible season last year in that contest. In the game that Dallas beat lost of our season, our players realized we could play with the big team. Quickly getting into Howard. Goes one way, goes the end of the lineup for Indiana. Here's Berger. Fist today.
Well, Caitlin didn't play much. Need you to sit down just for a minute.
Nice down the arc. She's made 4 of them, by the way. Boy, again, McCowan has the post covered up. Shot clock at 4.5. Howard will trigger it in. Enrique wanted it, got it. Pump fake. In their second year, she's competitive, but she was one of 5 drafted. She did a nice job last season. Deep in the ground, and Howard both plus 20. You can call Coach Beasley. You got to give me M&M's.
Okay.
You know.
All right, I got you.
Fran, your thoughts so far on this?
Feeling like it's down to September or October. Great competition at this point.
Here is Caitlin Clark. They jumped out on.
That was pretty.
What made
decent.
that team so good, you two? 19.
Stop it, Caitlin.
Brown tries.
Do XYZ defensively on Caitlin.
Yeah, I mean, when do they start understanding?
The championship game, even right, this is what she wants to do when she's going left. This is what she wants to do. I think the only
Gotten that kind of defense in the playoffs in the NCAA tournament, but every.
Tierra McCallum picked up her 4th personal foul, by the way. People started to figure out how to defend her. And then Aaliyah Boston.
Well, that was one thing I talked to Aaliyah about earlier. So with every single year.
And that's Caitlin, too. She's got to go deeper in her bag. She's defenders that are sometimes going to be 6'3", 6'4".
Oh, slick pass.
Well, I think they got good basketball. They may have Brown, and we still have 3.5 minutes to go in this game.
Again, Kalani to repost Boston. A piece of it. The lead is 3. The scoop
That they played in the 3rd quarter.
Natasha Howard launches.
This is when the OG shows up. Natasha Howard said, "Hold on a minute."
Game, we want to win.
Absolutely.
Wheeler. Now they have to. Christy Sides has done an outstanding job. 2.5 left in the ball game. Nice feed, Boston to Smith. Look at this Indiana team. The culture, night and day from 20 this year. Players stayed around. They worked out. 20 for Smith. Enrique, yeah. Boston, Kalani Brown, second Turkish player to play in the WNBA.
Gotta get it to her.
2 to shoot. Brown's going to be fouled.
I'm not mad about it because she has had the hot hand. Decides to put it on.
And on-court experiences such as high-fiving players. DallasWings.com. That's tickets at DallasWings.com to untie the game. The numbers for Clark tonight.
Game, right? It's not regular season. It's a preseason game, but
Caitlin Clark with 5 to shoot. Enrique, the floater, base. Here is Clark. The activity she's had, and the hoopla for 3. Clark on the drive.
but they gave it to Indiana.
Yeah. Well, Natasha's
The whole game today.
what she said.
Enough time for a catch and shoot.
Sneak it inside, taken away. Uzun had it. Shot clock. Now with 10, Arike moves. Arike, step back for the lead. Got it!
Well, so J.C. Sheldon back in the game for defensive purposes on.
With 2. Shot at the buzzer. No! Arike Ogunbowale with the game. You have to talk about the game that Caitlin Clark had. She didn't get the last shot she would have.